What is up, YouTube Nation? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Sorry, it's still pretty early in the morning. I figured we would have my weekly discussion this week. Be on Swift's new AI system. Well, it's not technically new. It's been around for a while, but they are very much rolling it out in many different departments. We're going to discuss that, and we're going to discuss my first interaction with the newest version of their AI that happened about a month ago. So, yeah, stay tuned. What is up, guys? It's pretty nice and cool here this morning here in Fairview, Pennsylvania. I've been doing a lot of back and forth between Pennsylvania and Ohio. I'm finally breaking that pattern, and I'm going down to North Carolina, and then from there I'm going up to Massachusetts. So my weekly review video should be fun, I think. I don't know. We'll see. Let me try to fix this camera a little bit. Bam. All right. Either way, to move on. Ooh. Okay. Love this mount, but I hate this mount at the same time. All right. Either way, we are going to talk about Swift's. I can't even say it's Knight Swift, because when I worked for Knight was very heavily investing in the driverless trucks. I don't know if they still are, but I know Swift has come out and has said that they are investing in AI, but in different versions of AI. They are they don't the higher up guy on the owner op division, I think it was last month or a couple months ago, said that he doesn't see that being a safe, reliable option. So Swift's focus is not on that. The funny thing is Swift's focus is on a technology that one of the companies that Knight Swift has taken over, or took over, and what they were heavily being reliant on. Now they are going in a different direction than what that company focused on. And if you know who I'm talking about, great. If you don't, that company is US Express. The three biggest tiers of Knight Swift is Knight Swift and UX Express. UX Express had Variant. Variant was a company that had 100% AI dispatch, where they had some success with it and some not success. Now, if you are a Variant driver and you were watching my video, go ahead by all means and tell us what your experience was in the comments below. I would love to hear what your experience was with the AI being your dispatcher, basically. Now, US Express also had US Express and then Variant. They had two different companies. Now, if you worked with Variant, you were dispatched by artificial intelligence. When the whole merger happened, what I have seen, and by what the higher ups have said publicly, they, at least on Swift's side, they are heavily investing in that AI technology to replace office staff members, or to try to help office staff members, to where the office staff don't have to deal with us drivers as much. Now, obviously, there's a lot of mixed reviews on that, because there was, I think, a month ago where they did it with rapid response. Rapid response is our main go-to with us owner ops. rapid response in general is a pretty touch and go division here at the company. It depends on what time of the day that you were getting a hold of them, and by all means, okay, there's a lot of drivers that are just unprofessional or assholes, excuse my language, but that's the best way I can say it, that are assholes, and they call into these people, and they don't give a shit. They're yelling, they're screaming, they're pissed off, and because rapid response can't fix a problem that they have, or whatnot. So these people are dealing with a lot of irritated people every day, and then so they have to try to stay professional. There are times where obviously they aren't very professional, and unfortunately those times normally come with drivers who are being professional towards them, who are being courteous and respectful. Like there was a driver about 3 weeks ago who said that the people in rapid response didn't want to talk to us drivers anymore. They wanted us to go straight through AI, which I think is bullshit. And it's not even so much straight through AI; it's straight through the driver leader now. So now that's putting a whole bunch of pressure on our driver leaders. Our driver leaders are having to be the go-between, which is kind of a little bit of bullshit in my opinion. Again, excuse all my language. But Swift is heavily investing in AI to, I don't know. I have mixed reviews on it. They are either heavily investing in AI to either replace the office staff, or they are heavily investing in the AI to help aid the office staff. My one experience that I have had so far with the AI is Swift's newest artificial intelligence, and they call it Mona. So my very first experience with Mona was with Breakdown. They now have you call into Mona, and Mona gets all the information you need for your breakdown, and then she sends you to the right person you need to discuss this stuff with. My one time was super simple and easy. I know there's some drivers I've talked to that hate it because they have a hard time dealing with the fact that they're dealing with AI first before they're dealing with a straight person. Don't get me wrong, my first time picking it up, hearing her talk to me was very, it felt like I was talking to a person at first, but then I realized I was talking to a computer. They have a normal human female voice that talks to you. It was super simple and easy for me. Like I said, the first time I did it, my first experience with her, it was a little weird, but I didn't have to wait very long. I literally told her all the information I needed, and she sent me straight to the right person in the breakdown department. I didn't have to wait forever to talk to this person in breakdown. Now, again, there are drivers who have had to wait. I'm sure eventually I will come across the time where I will have to wait. Because I've had to deal with that in the past, where I've had to wait and wait and wait and wait for somebody to actually pick up the phone. But my first time with Mona was fine. Sorry, I'm trying to think of what I'm going to say. Either way, Swift is fully investing in this AI. They now, don't get me wrong. I don't know, the way they're going about it with this new technology here that they're investing in at Swift. And I understand Swift is a super big company, so obviously this system is going to crash my biggest issue with that is they want to make it their own. They don't want to use a true and tested AI system, which is understandable. Like my Android phone uses the Google AI. Google AI is pretty true and time tested. They started it quite a few years ago. Are there times where it does have issues? Yes. But they've had a lot of malfunctions in the AI that they're trying to build themselves. Even on the load board, they've had a lot of crashes on the load board because they're trying to do things. There are a lot of things there on the load board I would love to have changed. I'd love to be able to have the option to choose the day of when I want to pick up a load instead of having to scroll through everything. The only real option they give you on the load board is the state, at least from what I can see, the state you want to pick up from and the state you want to go to. And that's really the only extra option they give you from what I've been able to deal with. And I sign in right off of my phone, right off of Google. So I don't know. I think artificial intelligence, whether we want to have it or not, is going to be the new thing. It's not even going to be the new thing. It is a thing now, but it is going to be a new thing in the trucking industry. I think it's going to be something that is heavily pushed. Now, I think there are some companies out there that are heavily pushing it into the self-driving trucks, which I do not agree with. But there are those companies like here at Swift that are pushing it for other things. Now, obviously, those other things are not so great for the office staff. But it can be a tool, in my opinion, a great tool to help aid us drivers, to help aid the office staff, to make it to where we're not so frustrated, make it to where they're not so frustrated. I see it as a good thing. I see it as a good thing, and I see it as a bad thing at the same time. If you understand what I'm saying, I see it as something that is going to help us become a better company. But I also see it as something, until we can work out those kinks in the system, that it is going to be a very, very frustrating thing. And yes, obviously, there is a lot of people who are all anti-AI. It's bullshit. Unfortunately, whether you want to or not, it's the future for us as a human race. It's going to happen. And in my opinion, I think the only reason why, I don't know, this is just my opinion, but I think the only reason why us humans have really invested in AI as deeply as we have is because we have reached a point where we as humans, with our own brains and whatnot, our own thing, we have reached the point to where we can't go any farther with building our technology, finding cures for diseases, finding new ways to be able to survive, kind of thing here in this world. And I think us as human beings, we built AI for that specific reason, to help us break through that barrier and continue growing as a society and as a humankind, to become more advanced. I think little tiny things like this is the testing points. Do I agree with having data centers that are taking up a lot of our resources? No, not really. I think we need to find a new way to keep those computers cool if this is the new way of the future. But it's going to happen one way or another. whether you are a big company like Swift and Knight, or if you're going to be a mom and pop, you are going to be eventually affected by artificial intelligence. A lot of the big companies that have that money are going to be obviously the testing ground for AI, and we're seeing it here at Swift. Obviously, we're not having as much of a backlash as a certain company. Here on YouTube or in social media, we're not, that Swift and Knight's not having as big of a backlash as they are. But they made their bed. It is what it is. They showed what they cared more about. And I think Knight and Swift, or Swift in general, saying I work for Swift, has shown what they care about and what they value. They value us drivers, and I think that is an amazing thing. They value us drivers. They value the time that we spend. They value the fact that we are the main reason why they are still open. And I may just be delulu and whatnot, thinking about that, but it is what it is. But that way I'm not continually rambling on about this, because I'm not a very big nerd about it, but I wanted to put my opinion out there because it is a big topic, and it is newer things being pushed along here at Swift. And so you need to understand, if you decide to come here to Swift, that you will be dealing with artificial intelligence. So I wanted to put my 2 cents out there. Again, like I said, I'm no nerd about AI or anything else. I mean, I'm a nerd about certain things, but that's okay. But AI is here to stay, guys, whether you want it or not. So, and that way I'm not continually rambling on. I'm going to finish up my video with this. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed, and push that little bell button. That way you're notified when I make a new video and release one. Like, comment, tell me what your thoughts are on artificial intelligence here in the trucking industry, or artificial intelligence in general. Tell me what you think. Put your opinions down in the comments. As always, if you're looking to come on to a company and you live the west of I-35, give me a call or give me a text. I will do the best that I can to answer any questions you have. If you so choose, you want to use me as a referral. Well, that's pretty cool. Sorry. Here in Pennsylvania, and I'm out, like I said, here in Pennsylvania, and I just watched a whole bunch of deer just come out of the freaking trees while I'm sitting here getting unloaded. I haven't been diagnosed with ADHD or anything else, but I think I have a little bit of something, because I was talking to you there, and then bam, I was like, ooh, squirrel. Just kidding. Either way, my driver code will be there in the description of the video. My phone number, my business phone number. I do not give out my personal phone number. I am sorry, guys. If the people who do have my personal number, it's because you were in my little tight-knit group of people, and whatnot. So my business phone number will be down there in the comments. If you want to have any questions or anything else about coming on the Swift, please put them down in the below. There are some changes coming obviously to the thing. I am going to try to be, probably in the next few weeks, doing my very first live on this channel. It's either going to be by myself, or it's going to be with Addison Johnson, the recruiter that I use, and his number will be down there in the comments of this video. Not the comments, but the description of this video as well. So, all right, that way I'm not wasting your guys' time. You guys have a good day, and stay tuned for the next one.